wondered what secrets lie behind the most popular food vendor in your town? Especially when her store is always crowded with people struggling to have a taste of her delicious food. Let's see what happened in the story of Iyabo, the food vendor. In a busy town in Nigeria, there was a woman named Iyabo. Iyabo is a food vendor whose shop is located at a popular junction. She sold all kinds of delicious food: egusi soup, bitter leaf soup, popular oha soup of the Igbo tribe, ogbono soup, amala and ewedu, gbegiri, eforiro, masa, tuwo shinkafa, all these soups with any swallow and protein of choice. Then jollof rice, fried rice, coconut rice, and so many other foods. No matter your tribe in Nigeria, there is always something delicious for you to eat in Iyabo's food store as early as 6 a.m. daily, and her store was always crowded. My dear viewers and listeners, do you know a food vendor like Iyabo? Have you ever wondered how she cooked so much food every day and so early? Let's continue with our story. The townspeople were amazed by the variety and taste of her dishes. They would line up, eagerly waiting to buy their meals. Iyabo smiled and served them with a kind heart. But behind her smile lay a dark secret. One day, a man named Tunde, who had always admired Iyabo and how hardworking she is, wanted his wife Sade to learn the cooking business from Iyabo. Tunde had always wondered how Iyabo managed to cook all that food so early in the morning in such quantities. So he sent his wife to work as a waiter for Iyabo and also used that opportunity to learn from her. But when Sade started working for Iyabo, she was told that no one enters Iyabo's kitchen, which is a bit far from the main kitchen. Sade tried so hard to see how she cooks, but it was impossible. Then she became curious. She had so many questions on her mind. Who cooks all this food? She asked herself. Something is not right about this woman. Sade decided to find out more about Iyabo and her food business. Sade hatched a plan. She would hide in the bush behind Iyabo's kitchen and watch her closely. As early as 4 a.m. the next morning, Sade crept to her hiding spot. She was very quiet. Immediately she started hearing some movement in the kitchen. She peeped through the window. Sade saw something strange. She saw 3 beautiful women with Iyabo making them 4. In front of them are big empty coolers of food. The women looked so beautiful and strange at the same time. Suddenly, she heard them chanting strange words. Food of the earth, food of the sky, bring us magic, let our pots full. Food of the earth, food of the sky, bring us magic, let our pots full. As they did, they called different food names, and any food they chant, the cooler in front of them automatically gets filled with it, very hot. Sade could hardly believe her eyes. She hurriedly ran back home and told her husband what she had seen. Iyabo uses magic to cook, she shouted, with so much shock on her face. Her husband was shocked and didn't believe her at first. But when Sade told him all that she saw, he decided to investigate. But he wouldn't take such a risk alone. So he told the security men and they told him they would go with him. Very early the next morning, 4 security men followed Tunde to Iyabo's place. They hid behind the same bush and watched Iyabo. Again, they saw her and those women making incantations and different foods appearing. Filled with anger and fury, the people confronted Iyabo. Iyabo, you are an evil food vendor. You use magic to cook your food, they yelled. Iyabo tried to deny it, but the crowd was not convinced. You have tricked us for too long. We will not eat your food anymore, and you will pay dearly for your evil act. Iyabo trembled. Realizing her time was up, she pleaded for mercy. Please, I only wanted to feed the hungry, she pleaded. I have always been a good cook until a woman appeared to me a few years ago. She said she was a caterer, but met her untimely death during one of her work outings. She told me how much she enjoyed cooking, so she pleaded with me to help her continue her cooking business, to feed the public through me. I looked at it carefully. Since it wouldn't hurt anyone and would also help me make more money, I agreed to help her. She and her friends became my invisible cooks and are able to cook lots of meals with their spiritual powers. The villagers were stunned. Just then, her kitchen opened and a very beautiful lady came out and stood in front of the door. She smiled at Iyabo, then disappeared. Immediately, all of Iyabo's food turned to ash. The townspeople watched in shock. Iyabo fell on her knees crying as her store emptied. The people had mercy on her, considering the fact that she has never hurt anyone with her food. Also, for the fact that she has always been a good cook before she started cooking massively. After a few days, they allowed her to continue her food business, but this time in an open kitchen. From that day on, she vowed to cook with her own hands. It took her time, but slowly she began to create tasty meals again, using fresh ingredients and hard work. The townspeople, seeing her efforts and resilience, started to return. Moral lesson: the story of Iyabo, the evil food vendor, teaches that honesty and hard work are far more valuable than shortcuts and deceit. While Iyabo initially used magic to impress people, she ultimately learned that true success comes from dedication and integrity. This teaches us to appreciate the effort behind what we receive and to always choose honesty over trickery. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you are coming across my page for the first time, please subscribe to my channel to support my growth, and to my previous subscribers, thank you so much for your kindness. I really appreciate. Do not forget to on your notification bell for more interesting stories from Amaka's Folk Tales. Bye bye.